Just what I simply hoped for. The new Avatar The Last Airbender live-action TV series is a prestigious gourmet meal compared to a banquet TV dinner of a movie, or even worse, Avatar The Last Airbender from 2010. A movie that was a flat-out disgrace to our childhood, looking back, but we're not here to dwell on that all day. We're here to talk Netflix's live-action version. I mean, we can if y'all want to. Psych! I'm not going to even let M. Night Shyamalan, or whatever his name is. I'm not just finna let his waste just stink up the whole vid like that. Before we get into this vid, I would like for y'all to tap a like, hit that subscribe button. We're on our way. Episode 1, Aang. I really like how in some parts of this show there are scenes which we didn't see in the animated TV series. While Sozin's comet approaches Earth, a plan is orchestrated by Fire Lord Sozin to distract the other three nations from its true intention of destroying the air nomads and starting a total war. Most importantly, destroying the Avatar. We're now introduced to Aang, who I think Gordon Cormier does a solid job portraying. I know I said his name wrong, but oh well, I'm gonna roll with that for the rest of the vid. I mean, it's way more tolerable than Noah Ringer's "My name is Aang.
I ran away, but I'm back now."
He also has the blue arrow, which is the first thing I should be pulled to. I do think Gordon Cormier is short of the emotional side of Aang though, but he's tolerable. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I want, honestly. Aang's not ready to become an Avatar. Gyatso, his day one supporter, he tells the Airbending Council that despite Aang being 12, he still has very much to learn. We all know Gyatso is Aang's father figure, or just father. Just to take his mind off things for a little while, Aang rides on Appa. They fly into a Zeus-type storm, eventually getting swallowed up, forcing Aang into the Avatar state to keep both afloat in a perfectly sealed iceberg. Congratulations, Aang. You have now ducked 100 years of genocide, tyranny, destruction, war and despair, and many more. No, I'm just playing, y'all. The Fire Nation pulls up to the Southern Air Temple, all fired up, bringing all kinds of smoke, literally. All fueled up from Sozin's comet receiving a premium limited time power boost to almost completely eradicating the entire Air Nation. I was amazed by the special effects for this episode though. Very impressive fight scenes too. And oh yeah, the airbending younglings were not spared from this eradication. Shades of Order 66. Come on, y'all see it. Gyatso is holding his own, giving it his all for the survival of the Air Nation, until Fire Lord Sozin, who what I like to call is I want to be different type of character, overpowers Gyatso, leaving a sad end to the Southern Air Temple. Sozin's world tour continues. I really like how this episode gives you more of an emphasis to the upcoming 100-year war and the eradication of the Air Nation. The dialogue, writing, visual effects, and storytelling all serves the animated TV series right, but also strays away from being too much like the animated TV series, which I gladly accept, as long as the TV show captures some true essence. Then I'm cool with it. Episode 2, Warriors. Warriors consists of the Southern Air Temple, the Warriors of Kyoshi, and the Water Bending Scroll episodes. This is the episode where the main cast starts to settle in, the chemistry starts to build, Sokka and Suki feelings for one another are appreciably acted. Sokka's awkwardness and Suki's proud, passionate Kyoshi warrior persona are done just right. I mean, it did criticize the show for not having Sokka be sexist enough. I don't know. I do think Aang and Katara's feelings for one another can be improved a lot more for next season. There are some dry areas, whereas Cormier and Aang is not as flirty nor playful with Katara as animated Aang. I mean, of course he cares for her a lot. Prince Zuko and Commander Zhao's bitter rivalry is still there. Ken Leung does a great job as Zhao. So does Dallas Zhu as Prince Zuko. As menacing as Zuko was, we all know Zhao was a different animal. Daniel Day Kim as Fire Lord Ozai also gives us an excellent performance. Arguably the best performance out of the main cast in my opinion. I love how the Fire Nation is portrayed in this. Still malicious but not too cheesy, if that makes sense. Avatar Kyoshi appears in this, frustrated with Aang for being lost for 100 years. You know, Kyoshi ain't with the bullshit. She explains to Aang how powerful the Avatar state can be and tells Aang to man up. She eventually sweeps Zuko and his troops away in her fashion. Episode 3, Omashu. This episode, I did find it weird on how it was set up. Consisting of the King of Omashu, Jet, and the Northern Air Temple episodes. Yeah, way out of order. What the hell? This is my least favorite episode. There's a lot going on. Unlike the King of Omashu episode from the animated series, Uncle Iroh and Zuko are in Omashu this time. We didn't see that in the animated. The Machinist and his son are also in this from the Northern Air Temple episodes. Jet is also in this. So it's really just a who's who and all in Omashu. There were a few awesome things in this episode though that I won't take away. You know, like Jet's impressive sword skills, Zuko and Aang going off once again. Azula makes her debut in this, which I was surprised was made real early. According to a lot of fans, Elizabeth Yu, Azula, just don't look menacing enough compared to her animated counterpart. I mean, I get it. She may lack the menacing appearance, but her ferocious attitude is still there, which is really all that matters to me in her raw power. Damn, I don't remember Pipsqueak and the rest of them boys. What the hell did they do? I don't know. Episode 4 is even weirder. We get a borrowed plot from season 2 Badger Mole and Cave Lovers episode. We also get more insight on Iroh and Zuko's strong bond. Boomy is pretty good in this, but him and Aang's fight was underwhelming in this. Zuko, Iroh, and the stern and earthbending captors were the highlight of this episode. So were the flashbacks, which are consistently exceptional in this show. Episode 5 consists of Winter Solstice Part 1, Spirit World, and Bato the Water Tribe episodes. So episode 5, Spirited Away, Aang, Katara, I'm just gonna say Aang and the gang, they all in the spirit world. Meanwhile, Iroh and Zuko are trying to find a way to find the gang through a bounty hunter named June. Y'all remember June? You know what I'm saying? Long hair, cover to one eye. She got that weird I don't even know what that animal called. All I know that it could pick up any smell in the world, and she loved Iroh for some reason. She had a crush on the dude, man. Shout out to Iroh. Y'all remember that, man. In this episode, we get Ko, the face stealer. Oh my god, this dude here still. Funny thing is, Aang's not supposed to be making all these movements with his face. He's supposed to be just calm and yeah. He should have got his face stole. He's supposed to be emotionless. We also get another creepy spirit, that owl dude Wong Shi-tong. While in the spirit world, the gang, Aang and the gang face hallucinations. Katara sees her mother. Oh, Sokka is back at the Water Tribe. But hold on though, Katara watching her mom go out like that against that firebender, it was horrible. Damn. Very traumatizing. Sokka also has this awkward interaction with this talkative fox. Aang catches up with his former mentor, Gyatso. This was another solid episode. I really dug the visuals for the spirit world, especially Ko, the face stealer, which they executed perfectly on that part. It still make your skin crawl though. Episode 6, Mask, contained the Winter Solstice Part 2 Avatar Roku episode, The Storm, and the Blue Spirit episode. This is another episode that I think they executed really well, because the Blue Spirit is one of my favorite episodes of season 1 from the animated TV series. So we get Aang in the wrong neck of the woods, caught by Zhao, before being rescued by a mysterious blue mask ninja dude, which we know is Zuko. I'm not gonna lie though, I was pretty hyped, man. Zuko is an elite swordsman. One of the best parts of this episode, we get Uncle Iroh, you know what I'm saying, breaking down the backstory of how Zuko got his scar and his main reason hunting down Avatar. Man, I don't know if y'all was seeing what I was seeing, man, but it looked like Zuko was about to win, bro, against Ozai. Hear me out now. Zuko was holding his own. He was gonna give him a knockout blow, but he showed him compassion, and yeah, Ozai just thought that was just weak. And we all know what happens next. Ozai just barbecues half of Zuko's face and then banish him to go find the Avatar. Like, god damn. Wow, what an incredible, monstrous task to take on that. Zuko's probably 14 at the time. After escaping Zhao in his fortress, there's like some kind of extended part of this episode, which is a part we didn't get to see in the animated TV series. Zuko and Aang finally are having a passive conversation. You know, a little bit of foreshadowing for what's to come in season 3. They pretty much bond though, you know, my nation, your nation type deal, you know. Until Aang says something Zuko didn't like, you know, Zuko just straight up lashed out and just, yeah, Aang had to put him back to sleep. Episode 7 consists of the water bending master episode, where we get Princess Yu, Pakku, Han, Avatar Kuruk, and Lieutenant Dang. Wow. A lot of sexism going on in the water tribe, you know. Women can't fight. Katara gets pissed, fights Master Pakku, and I thought this fight was pretty average compared to the animation one, in my opinion. I don't know, I feel like I got more out of the animated version. It felt more intense. Master Pakku wasn't having it though. Even if they was a waterbender, still can't fight. I think Zhao just pretty much steals the show and the rest of these episodes though. Man, Avatar Korra in this is very he's very bitter compared to his animated counterpart from what I remember. You know what I'm saying? He was a lot more, he's supposed to be this cool, calm, collected dude, but in this here he a bitter ass dude. Stern could be a better word. I don't know. He was right though. Aang did need to fight the Fire Nation alone. You know what I'm saying? His gang can hold him back sometimes. You know. Azula makes her lightning debut in this. Ooh. I really don't got too much to say about this episode. It was cool. Finally, episode 8, Legends. The Siege of the North, part 1 and 2. Aang fuses with the water spirit, turning gigantic, wiping the fire navy out. Zhao is driven to insanity. Princess Yu becomes the moon. Zuko confronts Zhao, whose life is eventually ended by Uncle Iroh. Admiral Zhao is really like Admiral Tarkin from Star Wars. Man, this episode had a phenomenal climax. The CGI and special effects of the gigantic water spirit was amazing. Sokka and Yu were great. The ending of this episode just leaves you wanting more. I can't wait for season 2, man. I think Dallas Liu's portrayal of Zuko gets progressively better as the show moves along. I think Netflix really do have something going with this show, man. Like, there is a lot of areas for improvement though. But I'm also worried about the actors' ages, you know. The next season won't come out to 2026. But specifically Aang, Gordon Cormier, you know, he getting older, his voice gonna change. He gonna sound like season 3 Aang, you know. Well, not like season 3 Aang, but something totally different, like an older teenager. Like, he already sound like he in high school, you know. Fixing to head to college. Oh yeah, I didn't mention Ty Lee and May. They weren't really significant in the show. They ain't do nothing special, but yeah, they were fine. But that's why we have season 2 coming. So I look forward to that, man. This is actually a good show, you know. I've learned over the years that the Avatar The Last Airbender fan base is very sensitive. I wouldn't be surprised if this show becomes we should appreciate it as more Be sure to hit that subscribe, like, comment if you have any questions, thoughts, whatever. I'm Darts, and I'm out. Peace.